And we're back, and we're back, and we're back. Ron, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Now, tell us about your position and your former position, I think, and what was required when you were in the Detroit school system.
As a high school teacher within the Detroit public school system, I had to go through a metal detector, and as kids go through a metal detector on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes you have kids just coming here from different other cities.
Wait a minute, Ron, are you saying that as a teacher, you had to go through the metal detector?
Yeah, you still, everyone, just like you were saying as a judge, you still had to pass through something to get in school. You know, everybody, even now, if you're a first grader, you still got to put your bag through a little belt to look and see what you have in it prior to getting in school. That's the reason why, because it used to be in the days back in the 80s and 90s, kids getting a fight in the cafeteria, and the first thing they'd be running for was their lockers. Why were they running for their lockers?
Right.
Because that's where weapons were. Right. So now they have a safety. The great thing now that I said we should give more kudos to them, because now they have a safety system, a safety procedure in mind that, one, I don't care who you are. Like you said, I'm a judge. I don't care who you are, what position you have, you still got to go through this detector on a day-to-day basis. Now, as a teacher, you kind of fast-track through it. Yeah, they weren't going to let you wait in line like the students to get through it, but you still had to go through this detection system. And now, the sad thing to me, Vonda, is probably 2 months from now, I would be willing to put my last dime on it. They probably still won't have a metal detector in a lot of those Oakland County schools, in that same school, because they consider it to be like an urban issue more so than a safety issue. It's the mindset of how they look at things. But that's the thing, the sad thing that I don't understand is why they don't see that, one, we had to change our whole way of thinking to board an airplane after 9/11. And so the same thing has to happen within every school, within the school system, and the mindset has to change that, yes, you got to go through a metal detector in order to get in this class every day. But
wow.
I don't really see that happening.
Nor do I. But let me share something with you. And Ron, I thank you so much. And let me say this to you. Okay, let's just, I am not criticizing anybody as an individual. I'm saying we have to be on top of the action. If it's wrong, it's wrong. These parents should have been held in custody off rip. I don't care who it was, okay? However, I do believe that the prosecutor is about her life, doing positive things, in that, number one, she's charging these parents. Number one. I agree with you, Ron. There will not be metal detectors because there is going to be a debate. Listen, you got debates with school boards not even wanting kids to wear masks. You think they're going to have a metal detector in their school so it looks like there's an urban issue? No, they're not going to do that. And I agree with you. I don't believe that. But let me say this to you, and I want you to chime in because we got another caller. And this came out of, I just want to read it verbatim, out of the New York Times. And basically what it is, Catherine Ross, who is a law professor at George Washington University and an expert on student rights, said that she found the school's position truly astounding. Astounding. I wouldn't use those words. She said when the parents, it was well within the school's right to require Mr. Crumbly to leave the campus immediately. You got to go. Bye. You got to go. You have to go. You can't stay here. You got to go. However, The school officials at Oxford defended their action in a videotaped statement posted online Thursday. The superintendent of Oxford Community Schools, Tim Throne, said that Mr. Crumbly had no disciplinary history and no discipline was warranted. Mr. Thorne said there are no discipline records at the high school. Woo, but listen, Mr. Thorne, let me say this to you. You all need to get a lawyer that can advise you on what action should be taken. Here's a child that's being charged with, a young man with terrorism, okay? And you need to know what is a credible terrorism act, okay? Or a threat of terrorism. And then you need to make a decision, okay? Listen, you don't have to have a history of something for something to happen, okay? All right? And the fact that when they talk to the parents, and the parents is like, well, he's okay. We're not getting, that's just Ethan. They should have put him out immediately. I agree. And so now they're looking at, and the question that the New York Times is posing is, should the school system be responsible for, in this matter? According to Chris Dorn, a school safety consultant at Safe Haven International, she said it is advisable for schools to call law enforcement if there's suspicion that a student might be armed. Come on. It's the presence of law enforcement many times that deters this behavior. Had they said, oh, okay, you're not going to do anything, we're going to take a little recess, and had them police come right in. Them police should have been in the hallway anyway. Say, we need you to come in. We're not getting through to these parents, and we got some problems up in here. But in my opinion, and I could be wrong, as a lay individual, they wanted to handle it secretly. We don't want law enforcement. Then, then here comes the media talking about we got problems in Oxford and we got this. Now, look, Oxford school system is being scrutinized throughout the country in media, New York Times, Washington Times, CNN, etc. Their protocols, their procedures are now being scrutinized throughout the country and throughout the world. Why? Because we don't want nobody to know our business. This was what that was. Come on. Come on now. You did not, it was my belief, in my lay opinion, the police were not summoned because they did not want the scrutiny. So basically you saying that, he never did nothing wrong. The fact that he's drawing bullets and talking about he gonna kill people and blood everywhere, that's insufficient to warrant him being put out of the school or asked to leave the campus and having the police come up there and talk to the family and or be on patrol. There is something that could jump off. I mean, what more do you have to do? And that's my concern. You know what I'm saying? They did not take this seriously. Oh, well, do you know anything about them? Let's take a look at our paperwork. No, nothing about Ethan Crumbly. Oh, it's not a credible threat. Look what happened. However, Oxford high schools conducted active school drills several times a year. But that's how you respond. What are you doing to prevent? And I agree with Ron, the previous caller. There has to be law enforcement present. A presence. We need those metal detectors. I don't care about a Second Amendment, whatever. We putting them in the school. And we need to have the youth officer, if they don't have it, they need to have one patrolling them halls. That is what they need to have done. This is horrible. I can't even fathom how these family of these children who've had to bury their children. I don't even know how they're going to feel. Because what was done Now, and this is hindsight, but it could have been more done. There was nothing to you got to have school security. They don't even have security officers from what I'm understanding. This young man went in the bathroom, just came out, shot out, got off 30 rounds and had more. He was going at it at that point. I asked a man one time, what is it like, he was charged with murder, to kill somebody? He said the first time that you pull the trigger is the hardest. After that, it get easier. Okay? So it took him the nerve to pull it out. But once he was going, it was going then. It was going because it's a game. I'm God. I'm God. I'm going to determine who's going to live and who's going to die. What greater power is there than life and death? And he had it. He had it. And that was not his role. And what we need to do with this is to go back and see what can be done so other school systems potentially can prepare for this. I would say that despite whatever people may say about Detroit, they on lock. They on lockdown. They got the metal detectors. They got the police. They going. We got to do this for our other suburban schools because one life to lose is too much. We'll be back with Vonda's Court Unfiltered Part 4. Look, give us a call in, and give me your comments. What do you think? Am I going on them too hard? Am I right or wrong? Let me know what you think. We'll be right back.